New VR games. Well, it's an exciting time of the year as we approach the end of the year, as honestly this is always the time when VR truly comes back to life and we get a whole bunch of cool games coming our way, especially as we leave the summer, the hot months, which is hard to get into VR, let's be honest with you. And well, now we're getting into the cooler months, we're going to get a bunch of new games. Plus we have the Quest 3 right around the corner, so I am super excited for that device. Let me know if you're hyped in the comments down below. But today we're here to talk about some epic games, so let's dive into that with our first title. Mannequins has just been announced from Fast Travel Games, and honestly this game is looking absolutely freaking dope. Now I've actually been really getting into the multiplayer side of games recently after playing things like Inverse, which was a really freaking dope game. Honestly this one looks just as much fun if not more. This is like a modern new age take on the prop hunt genre of games, and this is going to be pretty unique in the way that it does it. The way that this is going to work is you're going to have your agents and you are going to have your mannequins. These are an alien species who can make themselves look like you, but they have to remain frozen in time as, well, that's what's happening here. The agents are walking through a world with a frozen in time situation happening, and you need to be staying rather still to not be caught out while you try and kill the agents. Honestly, this game looks absolutely fire. I know a lot of people actually got to play this over at Gamescom. Sadly, I missed it. I missed the opportunity, but I will have a chance to play it soon, and then I'll be able to report back to you on my thoughts and opinions on this game. But so far, so good. This trailer's got me hyped, and I look forward to jumping in and experience it for myself. Arashi Castles of Sin. Well, I have played this game myself, and honestly, I can report this game is flipping dope. While it had a couple of drawbacks for me, with the combat being a little bit sloppy, honestly, those things are being worked out by the day, and the development team are dedicated to making that game an absolute blast of an experience. Now, if you've ever wanted to get into something with a true Ninja Gaiden-y sort of feel, and honestly, some people have argued with me in this comments, no, this does have a Ninja Gaiden feel, stop it. This game is absolute freaking awesome. Get in there, stealth-like, jumping around between the rafters in the building, and obviously destroying some samurais. Now, in this game, you're going to go up against a plethora of really cool bosses, and while doing that, you have your dope pet dog with you, and honestly, that really ties the entire experience together. You get a cool bunch of weapons from things like grappling hooks, bows and arrows, swords, and of course, the good old ninja shurikens, throwing stars. They're good fun. I like them a lot. Well, this game's going to be coming out to PSVR 2, Quest 2, and Quest 3. Now, they haven't given a solidified date for Quest 3, probably because Quest 3 doesn't have a solidified date yet, but I'm sure we're going to get some more news around Connect for that. Fingers crossed. Next up, we have Dungeons of Eternity. Honestly, this game is something that I am really excited for. You're going to get together with some friends and you're going to go on like a D&D style run through some dungeons and take out a bunch of bad guys together on an epic quest. Now, I honestly, you sign me up. I'm excited. I love games like this, and honestly, getting to do it with a bunch of friends, it's going to be absolutely next level. It kind of has that roguelite feel to it at the same time as being that sort of exploration dungeon, and honestly, you're going to get in there and you're going to kick some freaking butt. Now, I'm really looking forward to getting into some play sessions for this, hopefully soon. Developers, reach out to me, bro, because I am freaking excited to be able to jump into this and show you guys and girls on the channel. If you're hyped about this, please let me know in the comments down below, because it lets me guide me into what I should be creating content for you guys and girls. But anyway, back into this game, it looks freaking dope. Now, it's got a very unique art style to it, kind of like very voxely sort of looking, but I think it could work incredibly well on the Quest for those reasons, as its limitations could actually work out into its benefits. There's going to be a bunch of different characters to pick from, which will entirely change the class and the way that you play this game. So for that reason, I'm very excited, as you're going to be able to switch around your classes and honestly have a very different experience each time you do a run through this. Can't wait to find out the length of this game and how many missions we're actually going to get and how many dungeons, or if they're going to be completely like procedurally generated or anything like that. Next up, we have Stride Fates. This game is looking like my absolute wet dream. Honestly, I love Stride. It's been a freaking dope game since the second it dropped, and I've enjoyed every moment of jumping into it ever since. Now, on top of that, they're now releasing this as a second game in the series, and it's going to have a full playable campaign as well as an absolutely epic story. Honestly, this is the game that I've been waiting for Joyway to make for a very long time, and getting to actually experience this now is going to be high on my radar of excitement. And honestly, who doesn't want to run around doing parkour dope stuff whilst in virtual reality? It's kind of the kind of thing that this is made for. I think it's why we're all so excited for things like Assassin's Creed, because honestly, we like to do things that aren't physically possible in the real life. Well, for most of us, let's be real. So I can't wait for this. Now, honestly, the mechanics in this are looking pretty dope. You can run around, you've got a throwing knife, you've got all these different mechanics to be able to run around, jump and grab things. On top of that, having an actual in-depth story to alongside this is going to be so cool. Things I'm excited to find out a little bit more on. I want to find out if the city is very large or whether it's procedurally generated in small sections so that you don't have to, I don't know, go through loading screens and stuff. All of these sorts of things are questions I can't wait to get an answer on, but I will say from the trailer from this, it looks so alive and it looks just absolutely like it was made for Rhys the King to go and enjoy himself in, because, well, I've been waiting for this game for a hell of a long time, and we've had the promise of story mode coming to Stride for, well, since it started. So finding out that it's coming out as a second game is a little bit of a surprise, but nonetheless, I'm very, very excited to be able to jump in and check out this and see what Joyway has to offer in the story side of things. Last but not least, Ghostbusters. Well, we actually got a bit of a deeper look at this at the PlayStation Showcase the other day, and we all know this is coming to the Quest and the Quest 3, so I am very, very, very excited about jumping into this. This is going to be a 4-player co-op thing where you get to go in and relive your dreams of being a Ghostbuster. Well, you get to go around throwing down ghost traps, sucking them in, and of course taking down the ever large Ghost Lord. Well, he looks scary. Yeah, pretty terrifying. I'm hoping that this doesn't have too much of a kiddie feel to it. I am kind of scared that it might have a bit of a kiddie feel to it, whereas I feel like if they had lent in and gone for a phasmophobia sort of vibe, this could have been absolutely next level. But I have to say that I do understand really the reason why they would go for something that's a little bit softer, as it's going to get more people into the game and honestly appeal to a younger audience. So that means sales, baby. Now, honestly, this game does look absolutely awesome, but it's to be decided once I get my fingers on it and I get to play it for myself. Well, that being said, that is going to do us for this video today. Thank you so much for joining. If you enjoyed, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and if you really want to keep up to date with all things VR, well, this is the one place to be. Peace out, bye!